What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Strikeout Beer Quick Beer Reviews with your pals, Alan and Rapid Dave. I'm Alan.
I'm Rapid Dave.
And today we are drinking mystery bottle beer?
No.
We know what it is. It's Shitters Full from 2 years ago.
Yeah, I actually asked Lizzie, I go, this isn't from last Christmas. She goes, no, year before. So you're talking Christmas 2022, 21.
Yes,
Crazy.
yes.
Year and a half. It's Christmas in June here.
That's right. We probably should have saved this one for July, but it's too late. This is from our pals out there at Blue Bucket Brewing, 2 dudes, 1 bucket. Dumpweed Brewing. They change their name so often, I don't know what to call them. I think Dumpweed is the last iteration.
I went full pour on this. If there's anything in the bottom, I want it. I want everything in this glass.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you, when we had this, so all this originated from us hanging out. Just one day we were brewery hopping. I was like, hey man, for our Patreon subscribers, you think you could brew a beer for us? And we can't pay you. Well, we can donate money to like a charity or something of your choice.
Well, actually, I think we said we would pay them, and they said no, they didn't want money. And then we said, can we donate the money that would have cost to charity?
Mm-hmm.
So, and we're like, okay.
Yeah, that's how that came about. And so, yeah, no, that's how we got this beer. This is, I think, the second beer, if I'm not mistaken, of the because we had the winter.
We did 4.
We had a fall beer, I think, before.
We did 4 different beers with them, mm-hmm. 1 for each quarter for a year.
It smells like winter.
This was the second, or was this the third one?
I think it was the second, because then they had the Mexican lager.
Oh, I thought that was the last one.
We never got to the 4th one.
Oh, okay. So we just did 3. Okay. So yeah, then this would be the second one. And this one's called Shitters Full, obviously.
Yeah, we got to name these. It's fun. Cheers to you, pal. Oh, such a great beer. Back then, 2021. Oh. God, that holds up.
It's got a little bit of bitterness with it at the end, but not a lot, which originally there was not that bitterness with it.
I don't have any bitterness. I've had this in a cart. I've had the remaining bottles of this, and I've had it sitting in a cardboard box.
Okay. Mine's been in the fridge the whole time.
Well, in the fridge, cardboard box.
Okay.
And I've had it sitting in there for the entirety. And I was like, you know what? We were gonna wax these lids like last year, and we never got around to it. But I was like, I'm gonna start handing these out to people who really want to try something cool. And it's aged at this point. We've had it here. I'm gonna give you a couple more because it's I have, I think, another 6 to 8 left in that box.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was just holding on to them, just kind of aging them, because when I go over there, I was supposed to go over this past weekend for bottling, or not bottling day, but they were doing some brewing. I was like, I want to learn more about brewing. Just let me know next time you're brewing. He goes, we're going to do it on Sunday. I was like, all right, I'll be there. And of course, it got pushed, I think, to the following week. So I plan on going over there sometime this week. And now that he's over here, he's brewing back at his house. And
is he? Okay, they're back out at Zach's house? Okay.
Down the street. So I'm like, yeah, I'm in. Because, I did one of the... those stupid Mr. Beer kits, right? That I showed you that Lizzie bought me or whatever. I did one.
I have one. I got it for Christmas. I haven't brewed it yet. I need to.
It takes 15 seconds. It literally doesn't take any time at all to brew it.
I'm going to do it on Father's Day.
There you go. It doesn't take anything. Everything's in a can. Like you open the can like it's a thing of syrup. So I had an IPA one that I checked the dates on and everything. Okay, so this is a brew fine. And I checked for any leaks and things like that. And so as I'm doing it, I go, babe, you want to brew some beer? And she goes, yeah, go ahead and do it. And I was like, all right. Usually I make a mess because when I'm brewing, I use the Northern brewing kit, right? Where you'll have actual...
I think the one I have is a Northern Brewing. I'd have to double check, but
that's good then, because you're going to have actual grains. You're going to have actual hops and things like that. With this one, it was the big brown jug with the spigot in the front, and then it comes with, like I said, a like a can. It's a canister about this. It looks like a can of baked beans, right? It's got yeast taped to the top of the lid. So when you take that off, you get the yeast. And so you open the can, you boil like 4 cups of water, you put that in there, you stir it, and then you add it to the jug, the thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then just fill it up with water and shake and stir it up, and then put it away after you pitch the yeast and you stir it up. And I'm like, what the fuck? And so I'm like, this is easy as shit. It's almost like annoying, like how basic it was versus what I've done. You know what I mean? It's not like I haven't brewed big beers, but I've done the Northern Brew kit where it takes time.
Well, we've helped with brew big beers. We've brewed some big stuff with the boys out there at Dumpweed, and we've brewed with the guys out there at Brutal. We've done both. We've done. I would say Dumpweed was kind of medium, and Brutal was bigger. Now you do definitely get bigger than Brutal, right? But we had fun at both, and they both put us to work. Like, let's just be honest, we were put to work at both places.
Yeah.
With Zach and Scott, they both put us to work. You've gone just you for a brew day, and I've gone just me for a brew day, right? And we've done brew days together, and they definitely put us to work for sure.
Yeah. It's fun, but it's tedious, and there's also some chemistry involved where you got to get the pH balance of the water properly. And Zach is a whiz at this shit.
Yeah, Zach's great at that.
And it's fun to watch him work, and it's a lot to intake and things like that. That's why I was like, hey, I'm thinking about getting back into it. What do you think? And bring me out, and I just want to watch, and I want to see what's going on. And because when I brew beer, it's all kits. And even when I was doing like Northern Brewing, the kits sent to you, you got your hops, you got your everything, whatever, right? You make your wort, then you transfer it to bottle, or you transfer it to the fermenter, stick it in the room or in the closet for 14 days, and you just let it bubble, go crazy, go bonkers. And like this one, it was like so easy that I was like, I felt like at the end, I was like, I don't like this. I'd rather do something else. And I gave away my 5-gallon kit to Francis because when he left, or before he left, I was like, hey, you want to brew some beer, right? And he goes, yeah. So I gave him a 5-gallon kit from Northern.
Okay.
Big old kettle. I mean, the damn box is this damn tall.
Who'd you say you gave it to?
Francis.
Oh, okay.
And God knows where that thing ended up. He probably doesn't have it.
Oregon.
He didn't take it with him. There's no effing way he took it with him. But so it led me down to like, all right, man. I was like, do I really want to brew beer? I have enough hobbies. I have enough everything going on. But I was like, I really enjoy brewing beer, and it's a lot of fun. It's not a passion, but it's fun. It's fun to do it. So that's why I think I'm going to keep these kits. I'm like, all right, I already ordered 2 other kits for this particular thing. So as soon as this thing is out of the fermenter and into bottles, I'm brewing another one because I bought 2 other ones. I'm looking forward to it. And not to trick anybody or get funny, but I'm going to bottle these damn things because it should take up about 18 bottles, 17, 18 bottles. I'm going to store some, and then we're going to, some of these experts that we know, some of these home brewers that we know, I'm going to give them this bottle. I'm like, hey, got this bottle for say $20, it's a blah, blah, blah. And what do you think? And I'm going to say,
tell me what you think about this red ale.
That was my very first beer ever brewed. You know what I mean?
That wasn't your first one.
The red ale? I thought it was.
Yeah. No, we had the red ale, and we drank that same time we had the Shannon Irish Red, and we compared yours to theirs. But that wasn't your first one. You had other ones before that. You did.
I thought that was during the time that we had Scott Knowles on. That was when we had Scott Knowles on. That was my very first beer because it had a lot of flavors.
That was not no. Scott wasn't on for that episode. This was an episode we did. It was just me and you, and you had the Irish Red, and you're like, oh, who else brews an Irish Red? And I was like, well, Shannon has one, and so we picked up the Shannon one to compare and contrast.
Okay.
So
was that or was not my what was my first beer then?
I don't remember.
It's Irish Red. Yeah, it had to be.
I don't think it was because you had one with Scott on.
I had a hef too, but I think the Irish Red was when I had Scott on. I've done a hef as well. And that
And
was
then,
with
then
all
you brewed
grains.
another Irish red after the first one, then,
Okay.
because this was after Scott.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've done Irish red. I've done a half. What is that other one I did? I don't think I got into an IPA, and then I started brewing mead. I did do mead.
You did a few meads, yeah.
Dude, that guy that I was telling you about that was like at one of those Blue Bonnet events or whatever, the guy looks shot out, like just looks like he just like shot back in time. He keeps winning awards because I guess no one else brews mead. No offense to him, he's a nice guy and whatnot, but yeah, he keeps winning. Every time I see Blue Bonnet, they have their awards they're handing out. It's the same
Maybe
damn
it just
dude.
brews really great meads.
It's a damn. I've had them. I mean, they're okay. Yeah, I've had them. I've had them because he was so proud of it because, like, when I was there,
Why wouldn't you be proud? You won awards.
well, he didn't win them before I was there, but I was sitting there talking to Daniel and I was sitting there talking to Zach and things like that. And so, of course, he's taking me around the room. I have a couple cocktails in me. I'm loosened up a little bit. I find one group of folks that do my type of beers, pilsners and kolsches. I'm feeling pretty damn good. And I'm like, and then I think I get like dumped off on this guy. I'm like, why the hell? I'm sitting there thinking, like, as I'm talking to this guy, why the hell am I here? Like, what the hell's going on?
He brews your beers. That's why.
No. I got dumped off to the mead guy.
Oh, mead guy. Well, you were brewing meads, probably.
I was brewing meads, but I was like, okay, cool, man.
So
I was
that's
like,
your guy then.
I was like, but I think that was the time when, Daniel was definitely trying to spread the good word of Strikeout beer and things like that. And
Yeah.
I was exchanging things with other people. And they go, oh yeah, I've heard of you guys. You guys are blah blah blah. I goes, hey, you want? I'll follow you. Or like, yeah, you probably already follow us. If you don't, no big deal. He goes, you follow me. I go, no, it's all right. No, not interested. I'm a total jerk when it comes to this kind of stuff, and it's not on purpose. It's just
who you are.
It's just I don't care.
Yeah.
But if you catch me outside,
How about that?
I'll probably be like, oh yeah, man, let me throw you a follow. Let me check out your work. Let me hammer out a bunch of follow or a bunch of likes. I'll share your account with us. There's just two different versions of me. And I think most people understand that at this point. You know what I mean? And there's somewhere I'm very much socially involved, and there's somewhere I'm like, I'm just done at this point, right?
Right.
But I really do enjoy that. And every time I get invited back to Blue Bonnet or out to another event or something, I try to make it because it's so much fun to talk to home brewers, and you can tell that they're passionate about it. When I brew, I'm like, all right, I like to have fun, but if it's like too much work, I'm out. You know what I mean? I'm just lazy.
I don't have time.
Yeah.
You want me to click the follow button? I just can't do that right now.
This thing is legit. It still holds up.
It's really good. I'm definitely enjoying it. Zach and Scott did a great job with this beer. I'll just say it. As I find they do with all their beers. Like I cracked open a Adios Mofo the other day. I have several still in my fridge. I cracked one open. I was like, still got it.
Bring me one and we'll do a clear the fridge on that because that's old too. Yeah, it's old.
It's not as old as this one, but yeah.
It's a year old. It's over a year.
So. You don't have any more Adios Mofos left?
Drank them all, hand them all out, did a bunch of TikToks and reels and stuff like that.
I had a 6-pack I was holding for a while because Javi, part of the Patreon, and he was part of that tier. And I sent him a message. I was like, hey, I got beer for you. Just want to make sure this is still your address. Never replied.
I'll trade you for some of these because that's what I got. You know what I mean?
All
but
right.
I love hanging out with those guys. I love hanging out with the beer scene and whatnot because the things that I found, and especially at these events, like if someone starts getting a little too cocky or a little too snobby, I've already had enough to drink where I'm just firing off shots. I'm like, why do you give a shit?
You know what, buddy? You're not that great.
Yeah.
But,
why do you care what someone else drinks if they don't like your beer? Why do you care?
Who cares?
And so, I had a great time working the room, and of course I was there and someone else was egging me on. I turned off all the lights and I turned them all back on. And, shit like that. It's a good time.
Like anytime, like with like the podcast, right? Like I post like, hey, we got this out, we got that out. Check it out or don't. I don't care either way, right? Like if you want to watch, if you want to listen, cool. If you don't, cool. Whatever, But we gotta have Zach on again. We gotta have. I want to do One, let's just get Zach on, right? Because I just love talking to Zach.
I don't want to short sell Scott at all. It's Zach and Scott.
No. But
yeah,
it's just, it's not Scott's thing. Like, Scott will come on and he'll be there, but he defers to Zach, right? Like, hey, get them both on. Love to have them both on. Love both those guys. They're both great guys.
yeah.
But like, even when you have them like both on, you have them both in the studio, and you're like, "Hey, guys, tell me about this," and Zach will start talking about it. And, okay, tell me about this. And Zach will start talking about it. And you're like, "Hey, Scott, why don't you tell us about this?" Oh yeah, no, this is pretty cool. Zach, will you take this over for me, please? Like, Scott wants to come out and hang out with us, right? He wants to come out and hang out with us and drink with us. But Zach is he's the pitch man. He's the salesman, right?
Yeah.
But no, have them both on.
Scott's low key funny. Like he's gonna create some drops for you and just slip this in, slip that in, and just
gonna hit you with a dagger every once in a while. He's gonna hit you with something like, oh, you got me right there. Oh, that's good. You got me from behind. I like it though.
Yeah. These guys know how to brew beer, and I'd like to catch up with them anyways, and just talk to them about they 3 or 5 year plan and things like that. I know that we just went through COVID where everything
they
just
drug down some awards here recently. You know, the last couple things they've been at, they've drug some awards home, and the cool thing about them is like, and they'll tell you this, the award they take home the most is the fan award.
Yeah, fan favorite.
This is the fan favorite. So it's not all these hotty toddy beer snobs checking out your beer and reviewing it. No, it's the people that show up. They pay to be there, and they go and they drink all the beers and they go, you know what? Yours is the best.
Yeah. And that is out at Soulfire Brewing. That's where they usually, they land their mark and things like that. They went up to Soulfire, and this is past year when, it was amazing. I couldn't believe the extent of the events out there. Like, you wouldn't even know there was a brewing event because there's a million other things going on, right? There's tents for like 2 miles, all hell's breaking loose. It's a lot of fun. It really is. If you haven't been out there, you should get out there. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was sitting there like, I just want the fan favorite. That's what I want, and that's what he got. Him and Sky hit it, and it was like, it was really good. And it shows you that they're not about just checking boxes. They're about having a good time and not inventing or just creating good beer, fun beer, tasteful beer, things like that.
Yep. They brew damn good beers. And the thing I like about them the most is they complement each other really well, right? What Zach is great at, Zach's great at several things, Scott's great at several things. They complement each other, and they're fun guys to hang out with and have a good time with.
Yeah, good people. I said it a million times. It's tough to find good people, and then when you do find them, you gravitate towards them, and you want to be around them because they're just good. They're good-hearted people.
Yep, 100%. And we got to get Zach involved in the Strikeout Beer League, and he can run the Denver Broncos. We'll talk about the Broncos season coming up, but here we are. Great beer, holding up.
Man, it was so damn good. It really was. Like,
damn good.
When I cracked it, you can hear the carbonation was still there. It was perfectly capped, perfectly sealed. I was worried about it like a year ago. I was like, maybe I should throw some wax over it or something like that, because I seriously still have anywhere from 6 to 10 beers left, and I think I'm just gonna hold on to my half. I'm gonna give Alan some of his, and we're gonna revisit this in December. Just go right back and then we'll have it again next year. I just want to hold on to this beer as long as we can.
That's it. You're getting ready to yell at the grandkids, but like, give me your crayons. I need your crayons. I gotta take care of this beer. But no, delicious beer, great through and through. Check them out, Dumpweed Brewing, on all the internet.com social media pages. They're everywhere. But you know what, guys? Thank you so much for listening. As always, I'm Alan.
Rabbit Dave.
Talk to you guys later. Deuces.